By far the greatest and most admirable form of wisdom is that needed to plan and beautify cities and human communities. Socrates. These wise words remind us that planning and enhancing our cities is one of our greatest endeavors. It requires tremendous discernment and knowledge, and although it's grueling at times, the rewards are endless. A little over 60 years ago, the city of Tamarack was a blank slate, and it was primed for transformation. The possibilities were as endless as they could be in 1963. The founder of the city of Tamarack and the team of people who became our city's government were visionaries of their time. Their actions and vision would create the Tamarack we call home. Do you know what they all had in common besides living in Tamarack? They took chances. They believed that their purpose was to build and grow a vibrant city and took a chance. The rest is history. In 1970, the city of Tamarack was home to 5,193 residents. In 1990, the city was home to 44,822 residents with an average age of 63. In 2010, the city was home to 60,427 residents with an average age of 43. Today, in 2024, the city of Tamarack is home to an estimated 72,000 residents with an average age slightly up to 47, a housing stock of 34,663 units, and over 2,000 businesses within approximately 12 square miles. We have 13 beautiful parks, with our 14th park, Sable Palm Park, breaking ground this year. There are two big takeaways I hope you've heard from the data I shared. First is that the median age in Tamarack has decreased significantly from 63 to 47 in the last 40 years. In 1980, the average citizen in Tamarack was of retirement age, but today, the average citizen is knee-deep in their careers, raising children and being active in their communities. The other takeaway is that Tamarack's population has grown extensively by approximately 67,000 people since 1970. That's a major growth and represents a massive shift in the residents' wants and needs. Over the last 6 decades, we have transformed from a small retirement community to a bustling, fully developed city. More importantly, the numbers show this is where people want to live. It is further supported by a recent Nexstar Media article from March 19, 2024, showing Money Geek ranking Tamarack in 3rd place as the best place to live in a small up-and-coming city showing the most promising financial growth out of 211 small cities in the United States. I must say I am very proud of that recognition. So how can we keep our ranking, or better yet, how can we move up into 1st place so we're still a small town with community feel, but still have the perks of living in a city-like environment? To echo Socrates, we must plan our cities and communities with great wisdom. In Tamarack, we also need the courage to tackle smart growth, redevelopment, and revitalization now and in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, city team, Senator Osgood, Representatives Dunkley, Daly, Edward Mejia, and fantastic team from Congresswoman Phyllis McCormick's office, former First Lady Mayor of Tamarack, Beth Talabisco, who is also here on behalf of Commissioner Udine as his district director, and Mr. Udine, or Commissioner Udine, is unable to attend, and I know he sends his best. We have Commissioner McKenzie here, and we have former City Commissioner Julie Fishman, who is now Chief Legislative Aide to Senator Osgood, Mayor Veronica Edward Phillips, and Commissioner Sharon Taylor from Lauderdale Lakes here. And if I'm missing any other dignitaries, I do apologize. But I thank you for being here. I thank everybody for being here and joining me tonight. My name is Michelle J. Gomez, and I am honored and privileged to serve as Tamarack's mayor and address you for the 2024 State of the City. Our city has been working on its comprehensive plan and multimodal transportation master plan. The purpose is to intentionally plan for the next 20 years. Starting last summer, we hosted a series of citywide community engagement sessions. These sessions included gathering data from public workshops, our web-based platforms, and mailed-in responses to hear your thoughts on how you see Tamarack's current conditions and strengths and needs. and also your desires for the city in the next 15 to 20 years. We heard your desire. You want more restaurants, upgrades to our shopping plazas, maintaining our suburban feel while urbanizing, preserving our parks and recreation, providing excellent quality of life, various modes of transportation infrastructure, addressing affordability for the cost of living in our city through smart development that meets the needs of our growing community. Now, I must admit, I struggled over the past few months to write this script. Why, you may ask? After all, we have a great city, outstanding employees, fantastic residents and businesses. So why was writing this year's State of the City proven to be so complicated for me? Because, ladies and gentlemen, the city of Tamarack is at a crossroads. As our city enters its 7th decade, the time has come for us to take some chances. Chances that will shape Tamarack's future for many generations to come. We've reached a pinnacle in our city's development that begs us to transition into a new phase of revitalization and redevelopment. We must seize this moment to reimagine what our city can be and take bold steps to realize our vision. A vision that holds the promise of prosperity, vibrancy, and progress for our beloved city and residents. We must overcome our fears. We must overcome that of what we don't know. We must take chances in our city as our city's founders once did. We must trust our resiliency and demonstrate an unwavering commitment to progress so our city can evolve and thrive well into the future. Consider this. What would have happened if Spyglass, built in 1973, La Reserve, built in 1986, Tuscan Villas, built in 2008, Chelsea Place, built in 2015, The Enclaves, built in 2022, Plum Bay, Plum Harbor, Hidden Harbor, Kings Point, Legacy Apartments, Central Park, Manor Park, Hidden Trails, Sports Complex, Water's Edge Park, Extra Space Storage, Amazon, Sonny's Car Wash, and others had not been built or annexed due to fear or lack of vision from our city. We have a variety of unique developments across the city reflecting the growth and evolution of our city over the last 6 decades. During my time in office, there have been several approved projects that people believed would destroy Tamarack. As we can see, these projects were a success and have been a fantastic addition to our city. Take Colony West, for example. There was concern when the city proposed purchasing Colony West Golf Club, knocking down the old clubhouse, relocating the car barn, and selling part of the property to a hotel. Did it cause concern? Absolutely. In fact, I'd say there was more than concern at some times. There was outrage, pessimism, and other similar feelings. But look at what taking a chance to reinvest in our city led to. The successful opening of Fairfield by Marriott, along with the view at Colony West, a beautiful new clubhouse where you can have special events, meetings, and delicious dining. And we can't forget its 2 18-hole golf courses, Championship and Executive, aka Glades. These 2 courses were created in 1971 to host the PGA, and like most properties, they needed some sprucing up over time. We are proud to share that the Championship course is sporting new tee boxes and fixed up bunkers. The Executive Glades course is currently up for initial public input discussion at our district meetings next month. We want to hear if there's a way to revitalize that course into some other golf-related play. Some ideas include dividing up 1 set of 9 holes as par 3 and the other into training holes or possibly some family-style golf. And if you haven't heard, the city has placed restrictive covenant on the 232.2 acres of Colony West property so that there should be no fear that this commission will build any residential homes on that land that touches approximately 28 communities in the city of Tamarack. Were people concerned when the city proposed the 3 stages of Tamarack Village? Absolutely. But with stages 1 and 2 already complete, I hope much of the concern has dissipated. In fact, there's a waiting list for a vacancy for the 401 apartment units that are completely leased. And in the next few months, we look forward to the ribbon cutting of the splash pad surrounded by our new social justice art wall and amphitheater. We are now poised to move forward on the 3rd and final phase of Tamarack Village. We are working hard to find the right fit to bring upscale restaurants and retail along the new public park and bring this project to life for our community. To accomplish this, we must face the challenges before us to grow smartly. We need to embrace our fears and trust our vision. I can't tell you how often people stop me and say, "Mayor, we need more restaurants. We need more housing. We need housing to be more affordable. We need to clean up these plazas and we need to make them look better. We need to keep taxes low. We need more of this. We need more of that." And my response is almost always, yes, we do. How do you propose we, your city government, do it? We don't own the plazas. We don't control prices of private property. Services and programs cost money, and the city definitely doesn't have a money tree hidden in City Hall that can help us pay for all this. In all seriousness, what do we do? Where do we even begin? The first thing we need to do is open our minds and listen. We need to allow potential projects a chance to be heard without killing the spirit of planning. All ideas need to be heard. That is the spirit of equitable and intelligent planning. There's a quote from Steven Spielberg that says, "All good ideas start out as bad ideas. That's why it takes so long." I want our city to be a place where good ideas flourish, even if that means letting some of the bad ideas into the conversation. Another thing we need to do is stop letting politics interfere with effective local governing. Running a city is a nonpartisan mission. Our job as a commission is to make this city the best it can be for all its residents, no matter who they are and what they believe in. Many of our decisions we make now will affect individuals who can't even vote, who are kids, who aren't even born. We need to start seeing the bigger picture and realize that our actions impact future generations. Please, let's put the community first and let's do right by our residents and future residents. We also need to start thinking outside the box. Let's face it, Tamarack is limited in space. If we can't build outwardly, then we need to go upward. As kids, we were taught that the sky is the limit and we must reach for the stars. Well, we could do the same for our city. And before you get too excited, I am not saying we need to build skyscrapers in Tamarack. I know some of you in this audience, but I do believe that we can be innovative and we can add some height and density to our city. We, the commission, have been asked for more police presence, more code enforcement, more staff in the building department and customer service. Currently, the city is working with 415 employees, which is about nearly the same number of employees we had 12 years ago when we had about 12,000 fewer residents in the city of Tamarack. We hear your request for more, but more requires compromise in return. It takes money to run an effective and efficient, vibrant city. We all need to be able to pay for the things we need and still keep our taxes low. As a gentle reminder, even with Tamarack's current millage rate, our city has the 6th lowest taxable value for single-family homes among 31 cities in Broward. This situation is compounded by property values that limit our property tax revenue through constraints of homestead exemptions and caps on percentage increases. So, if we don't want to increase the tax millage rate, we need to increase density. Why? Because more taxpayers mean lesser tax burden on all of us. Think about it. If given an opportunity to split the bill at a very fancy restaurant with 10 people or 1,000 people, what would you do? The same is true for Tamarack. To carry out the vision and to get all the things you want for our city, we need multifamily housing, whether it's for sale or for rent. More density will make our vision affordable and, most importantly, achievable. Now, before anyone says, "Geez, sounds like the city just wants to make some more money," let me be clear. The city is a non-profit business. Yes, it's government, but it is a business, but it is not seeking a profit. This business needs money to run its operations, to pay for the hardworking people that put on events in the parks, ensure your parks are clean, maintain our stormwater pipes, the fresh water that comes to our homes and businesses, and all aspects of the city's infrastructure. This business needs money to keep our city clean and landscaped, to purchase products for our city's operations, and to protect us through BSO and Tamarack Fire Rescue. just to name a few. Any money collected is reinvested into you, our homeowners, and our businesses, our Tamarack community. Here's what additional multifamily housing would do for our city. 1, it would allow Tamarack to remain affordable. A greater supply of residential housing would decrease the demand for higher rents or purchase prices. 2, it would generate more tax revenue. The revenue would pay for the additional services you are requesting and cover any additional services needed due to the increased population. 3, it would add more people to town. People who would spend money at restaurants and retail centers. Rooftops to retails, as you may have heard us state. In order to attract the businesses you want, they'll need clientele. Otherwise, new businesses won't prosper. People are the key to Tamarack's economic future and the only way to bring around the desired retail and dining. As you saw in the 2023 highlights video presented last month, we are pleased with the investments made by businesses in the city this past year. Our residential developments continue to grow with the completion of Eden West Apartments on McNabb Road and Pine Island Road, as well as Legacy Apartments on Rock Island Road and Bailey Road. To our residents, the new ones in these apartments and everywhere in the city of Tamarack, we welcome you. We are glad that you decided to call Tamarack home. While HCA Woodmont Hospital is a private hospital, the city is proud they're calling Tamarack home. Over the past year, the hospital updated its ICU, added another OR room, completely renovated the cafeteria, and already broke 2 records while in Tamarack. An ER volume of over 40,000 visits and over 3,100 cases in its OR. HCA also holds the current record as the city's largest employer with 894 employees. They also rank among the city's top taxpayers, contributing to over $1 million in property taxes. And just this past month, the hospital installed a fantastic new monument sign. This year, HCA is celebrating its 50th anniversary. We will see over $25 million being invested into the campus, including a new main entrance lobby, public corridor renovations, and a new cath lab that is scheduled to open in 2025. This summer, our city will also welcome a new wellness business, Parkside Tamarack, a brand new 96-bed memory care community intentionally designed with 4 neighborhoods. This community is redefining dementia care with dignity. The organization's mission is founded on the belief that every individual deserves to be treated with respect and grace, even in the face of cognitive challenges. At Parkside Tamarack, expect nothing less than warm, nurturing environment where residents are cherished and their unique needs are met with compassion and understanding. This summer, we're also looking forward to welcoming Culver's Restaurant, located between Bedding Barn and Comfort Suites Hotel on Commercial Boulevard. The old Bank Atlantic BB&T building on the corner of Commercial Boulevard and North University Drive will be demolished in late May, early June, and it is expected to bring our much anticipated Raising Cane's. And tomorrow, we're looking forward to the ribbon cutting of Tamarack's newest eatery, Hangry Joe's in the Midway Shopping Plaza. Our new business park continues to attract new and significant investment with the opening of DifGen Pharmaceutical Company, who just acquired more than 165,000 square feet of manufacturing space in Tamarack. DifGen is a US-based global pharmaceutical company with a primary focus on developing and manufacturing special pharmaceutical products that will help increase accessibility to high-quality medication. I am proud to support this type of innovation located right here in our city. With over 100 new employees to be hired over the next 18 months, we hope they will all be Tamarack residents. As for residential progress, the redevelopment of the dilapidated 36-hole golf course in the Woodlands is on the horizon. The old Woodlands Country Club clubhouse was in disrepair for almost 15 years and was just torn down a couple of months ago. For some community members, this wasn't easy, especially those who lived in the Woodlands for decades and enjoyed the clubhouse. For me, the clubhouse held special memories. It was where my grandparents had their wedding. I spent lots of quality time with my family. It was where I had fun during school breaks, and so much more. Now, the last clubhouse on the hill is gone. She will be replaced with a new clubhouse and a campus, which will include amenities such as tennis courts, paddleball courts, a playground, fitness center, swimming pool, and a cafe. The Woodlands project will boast a maximum of 335 single-family homes, upgrades to existing infrastructure along the 270-acre golf course that will now have 160 of those acres protected as green space. It will also include a 6-mile walking trail for people and their pets. This new Woodlands Section 9 community will revitalize the cityscape, attract new businesses, attract new residents, and increase property values. It will also bring much-needed roadway improvements along Commercial Boulevard at Northwest 64th Avenue, Woodlands Boulevard, Rock Island Road in the form of additional dedicated streetlights, traffic and turning lanes, and improved timing of lights. More roadway improvements are also in the works. As you know, another reason Tamarack is a great location is its easy access off of I-595, the Turnpike, State Road 7, Route 441, and I-95. The Florida Department of Transportation is currently completing its environmental study of the proposed Turnpike widening development project. This project should result in 2 new Tamarack Turnpike interchanges, one at Oakland Park Boulevard and the other at Cypress Creek Road, McNabb Road. These 2 new interchanges would be fantastic for our city. It would remove approximately 15,000 cars from the interchange at the Turnpike and Commercial Boulevard, thereby reducing congestion at 441 and Rock Island Road, and ideally, fewer crashes. I remember when I first joined the commission, FDOT's plan was for only 1 interchange, either at Oakland Park Boulevard or at Cypress Creek and McNabb, because they needed a lot of land for those toll booths. Meanwhile, while I miss the personal touch of the toll collector, technology will allow us to have both locations, which will also benefit our sister cities to the north and to the south of us. And speaking of our sister cities, I'm sure you've all noticed their progress. They are beautifying their cities and bringing in new residents and new businesses. Coral Springs, Margate, Lauderhill, Lauderdale Lakes, Oakland Park, Sunrise, just to name a few. All of these cities have had vision and understand what it takes to bring in new businesses and residents to revitalize their communities. These cities are modernizing. They're working with plaza owners to fix up their parcels and redevelop them into true mixed-use locations where residents and retail can thrive together, and their efforts show. We've heard the complaints that some of our plazas need an overhaul. You've said we should give them grant money to help them. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth is we've been trying that for years. Only a few have been able to or have wanted to take the city up on that offer. The city is working on revamping the guidelines to ensure that we get the type of businesses into these plazas that will succeed and prosper. However, we must remember that even if plazas owners can get some of the financial assistance to improve the plaza's appearance, if potential businesses feel that they can't bring in enough customers to support their business, they won't move into the plaza. That means the plaza can remain empty even after the improvements are completed. Landlords may need to charge more to their occupants to make up the difference for things like plaza maintenance, taxes, utilities, and insurance. So the problem with our plazas extends well beyond a facelift. The key to thriving plazas is more complex. In order for our city to help shopping plaza owners bring in the national sit-down restaurants and retail you desire, expand the roadways and add turn lanes, keep Tamarack affordable with the ability to keep taxes low, have more police presence, more code enforcement, more city employees, maintain our wonderful events without charging for them, then we need to adjust our way of thinking about redevelopment. Redevelopment is not a dirty word. Economic development is a marathon, not a sprint. From 2015 through 2018, the city worked with experts in land use planning, the commercial industry, and residents to rewrite our land use code so that Tamarack would be open for smart redevelopment of our built-out city. We know this is a slow process. Please understand that it needs to be this way. We need to be mindful about adding new development along our main roadways. We don't want major commercial redevelopment in the middle of residential communities. Yet, we have large, underutilized plazas along our major thoroughfares, such as University Drive, Commercial Boulevard, McNabb Road, Pine Island, 441, and Prospect Road. I understand how this could sound troubling to some, especially as it feels like these roadways are already inundated with cars. And you're right, sometimes they are. However, as you may have realized, people traveling on these roads pass through our city to get to their residents, restaurants, businesses in our sister city. This tells me that we should be doing something to make our city more attractive so that residents don't just want to live here. They should also want to work and play here. And if we're going to get traffic due to other cities' expansion efforts, then why don't we also expand to get some of the benefits in return? For example, the developer of the Woodlands project is paying for the modernization of Commercial Boulevard from Northwest 64th Avenue through Rock Island Road. And if we look at the beautiful sidewalk path created by the developers of Eden West Apartments, known as Arcadia, that's what could be brought into the city too. One way for us to lead by example is by driving investment into the land the city already owns. We have enormous untapped potential in this 15-acre site that we're sitting on right now, as well as the 27 acres of city-owned land at Nob Hill at the Commerce Park. Both sites are underutilized and have obsolete buildings. We are presently working on the feasibility study to determine the cost and a better way to deliver improved public services and public amenities. Both are ideally suited for redevelopment through public-private partnerships to bring about future residents, retail, mixed use, and beautifully designed public gathering spaces that are contemporary and stylish. These large-scale investment projects, in partnership with the private sector, hold great potential for our city and can serve as economic anchors or catalysts to attract future private investments to our private plazas. This means that by cultivating density in the right places, such as designated along our commercial corridor, will attract not only residents and multifamily projects, but also businesses in brand new, modern commercial buildings, creating a robust ecosystem of innovation and creativity right here in Tamarack. Imagine our cities bustling with local entrepreneurs, eclectic shops, charming cafes, and inviting restaurants. This revitalization isn't just about bricks and mortar. It's about breathing new life into the very soul of our city. The vision for Tamarack extends beyond mere economic prosperity. By embracing the sustainable growth and thoughtful development, we ensure that our city remains vibrant and livable for future generations. Abraham Lincoln once said, "The best way to predict your future is to create it." So if we want Tamarack to remain vibrant and prosperous city that it is, we must create it now. We must embrace change and progress and create environments that are not only livable, but also hubs of activity and opportunity. To accomplish this, we need to focus on several key elements, economic development, new housing, transportation, environmental sustainability, and community engagement. This is why we need you, our residents and our business owners, to participate in our community meetings and discussions. We have a unique opportunity to shape the future of Tamarack as we finalize the city's comprehensive plan, but it will require your courage, vision, and leadership, and collaboration. By working together, we can ensure the comprehensive plan, or as I like to call it, the blueprint, reflects our values, aspirations, and vision all the way to 2045, and a Tamarack that is prosperous, dynamic, inclusive, and resilient. Of course, concerns may arise along the way. Change is never easy, and growth can often bring about fear. But the alternative, to remain stagnant and complacent, simply is not acceptable. We owe it to ourselves and our future generations to seize the moment and continue to grow and evolve as a city. Rest assured, our approach will remain measured and our vision will be deliberate. We are not advocating for unchecked expansion, but rather thoughtful redevelopment in the right places, guided by the commitment to preserving the unique character of our community, a blend of the big city feel with small town charm and quietude. These changes will require your patience. Construction can be dirty, messy, and very inconvenient. Please remember, it's only for a very short relative period of time. When the construction is over, you're left with beautiful projects like Tamarack Village, the View at Colony West, Fairfield by Marriott, Legacy Apartments, Bolero, and Culver's. Not to mention new neighbors and great new places to enjoy with friends and family. Many of you have heard me say this before. I started coming to Tamarack to visit my grandparents around 1978. When I officially moved here the 4th of July in 1994, I was only going to be here for a year because Tamarack was more suited for my grandparents back in the day. Well, this July 4th will mark my 30th anniversary of living in the city of Tamarack. My grandparents' Tamarack was great for their time, but it's not their Tamarack anymore. Now it is ours. Tamarack has changed thanks to the courage of city commissions, city staff, residents, past and present, who have worked hard to achieve this new vision, this new Tamarack, our one Tamarack. As a commission, we have an obligation to the people of Tamarack to work with our dedicated, highly trained, and knowledgeable staff to carry out the necessary changes we need to create a city that is present and for our future residents will be proud of. As Socrates said, it will take great wisdom, but I know we will achieve it. And as we set off towards our 7th decade, I look forward to working with you to make our vision come true. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.